ready to begin. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. Okay, if any questions, just type on the chat. Okay, your voice has been muted by the captain of the ship, which is me, which is the Zoom call captain. We follow some rules. Whenever I feel like letting you speak, I will unmute you. Then you can all have some fun talking and we can hear each other. Otherwise, I have just muted all of you. So please pay attention. Okay, some of you may have your parents sitting next to you. Some of you may not have. It's okay. We will be running a short quiz for your parents. It's like a 5-question quiz in about 10 minutes. So if they are around, right, you go and prepare them. Tell them, mommy, you're soon going to be on camera, or daddy, you're going to come and do some quiz. Of course, you don't have to on the camera, so they don't have to be presentable. They can be in their home clothes. So, but they need to be beside you to answer those quiz questions. If you want them to go through what you went through, like studying, right? I have some questions for them. So let's go and warn them first. Okay, warn them first. If you're already here, parents, welcome. It's okay to join in. You can sit beside your child and join us and go through the entire lesson. But if you think you're going to get tired after a while, I'm okay if you leave after 20 minutes because I will have finished the parent segment. Okay, so then I will take over your kids and full form and full control to go through what I wanted to go through with them today. Okay, so it's a 2-hour class. Let's pace ourselves. Do not get burnt out in the first 10 minutes. Okay, so our class is well paced. There will be segments for you to participate. There will be segments for parents to participate. There will be segments for me to take a breather, for you to take a break and etc. All right. So let's begin. The objective of a master class. Okay, all of you, eyes on the screen and eyes on the shared screen where the blue PowerPoint slide is. Just go through for a while before we move to the really meaty part of the PSLE science. Okay. Why do we have a master class? Okay, we need to understand why we are here at 3 o'clock today. Also, on Monday, we attended an English class. On Friday, we have a math class. Why are we attending something called a master class? How is it different from a normal class? How is it normal from your school class or a live lesson? Okay, we do have live lessons, which are usually last between 1 and 1.5 hours. And master class is something that we try to get you to master, usually a concept, okay, a technique, or a method. Okay, for in math, it could be a substitution method. Okay, for science, it could be a particular concept in energy. Okay, so the objective of masterclass for you to become a master in a certain concept. Okay, so you have to understand and consolidate the concept by today's lesson. That's a masterclass. Reinforce this concept. How do you reinforce? Meaning, how do you use it? Using questions. How do you use the questions to reinforce what you have learned? And identify using these questions, what are the key elements to pay attention to? Got it? You got to pay attention to what are the things we will be looking at later using questions. Let me assure you that after today's lesson, right, you will learn a few things that you haven't learned or noticed before or paid too much attention to. So that's the objective, to bring your attention to closer to what we want. So that's why I said think like an examiner. How many of you notice that I put there think like an examiner? Okay, today's lesson will let you think like an examiner. And therefore, final point is you will get ready for higher order thinking question. A lot of you are still at the basic. Then there's an intermediate and then there's a higher order. There are 3 types of questions an examiner can ask you in an exam. It's not all the same. So when you think like an examiner, you must ask yourself, if you are testing your primary 3 sibling, how will you test him or her in an exam? Will you give very easy questions so that she get 10 upon 10 full marks all the time? No, right? You're going to give her some difficult questions. And those difficult questions, you'll be like, for her to think or for him to think, and perhaps if she's good enough, he will get 10 upon 10. If she's not good enough, he's going to fall short. He's going to get 8 upon 10. Okay, and so on and so forth. So an examiner also thinks like this. Okay, and therefore, if you understand these 3 steps, you can push your grades 1 or 2 levels up because you are aware of where your examiner is coming from and what is he going to try and do to you. Okay, you people are going to sit through an exam, and the only person who actually is speaking to you during the paper is the examiner. Do you understand? The examiner who 6 months ago set this paper, or 1 year ago set this paper. The paper is set very long ago already. Okay, how is he trying to communicate with you? He is telling you, okay? Mr. Satish, Mr. Muhammad Zuhaki, Mr. Abby, Miss Abby, Mr. Alif, okay? This is the question I'm testing you. Are you good enough? If you are good enough, show me the answer. Okay, sometimes I will put some tricks there for you to fall for the tricks. Are you going to fall for the tricks? So he's speaking to you. Okay, so that's what it's all about to realize. Great. Today's agenda, okay, for 2 hours, what are we going to do? So that you know where we are headed. First, we will do a small introduction of not only myself, but yourself and also your parents. Maybe that is where the quiz will come in. So have you all told your parents that they're going to be in it now? Those who are not there, you see they are in the kitchen or in their study room, you can pull them to the table, say, Mommy, Daddy, come over for a while. We have 5 MCQ questions my teacher wants you to answer. Let's put them through some trouble. Okay. They will answer the questions, okay? And then how to use 88T effectively. A lot of you have been using it already. Some of you may not have used it as much. Some of you haven't even started using it because you haven't even signed up yet. It's okay. But we will learn how to use it such that it's such a beautiful product for you to use at home beyond your textbooks and assessment books. Okay. Then we talk a little bit about the PSLE revision package. Actually, I want to know how many of you are in P6, how many of you are in P5. So when you're free, you can type in the chat. Say I'm in P6. You just type P6 or you type P5. Okay. So we know how many of you are in P5 and how many of you are in P6. Okay. P5, time will fly. You'll become P6 very soon. So this lesson is going to be very useful. Of course, you have an advantage of time because you have 1 more year to take note of this and also learn with us together on this journey to ace the PSLE. Okay, after the PSLE revision pack is introduced, we will go into an energy topic. We'll go into a topic. Okay, so Masterclass today, we are going to try and figure out how to do this topic called energy. I'm sure all of you are doing it in primary 6 in your class, right? Those in primary 5 haven't started. It's okay. Just follow along. Okay, you'll learn something by the end of the day. Energy is an easier topic than adaptation. So adaptations, I've already done it in last month's live lesson. Subscribers can look at recorded lessons from last month or the previous months and look at those master classes that we've done before. Today's masterclass will be on energy, and I hope all of you can help me in answering those questions. Number 1. Number 2, those who are in P5, try to follow along even if you cannot catch up, you can just answer the questions, and because it's pretty okay, you can catch up, okay? Nice slide, right? Let's talk about the introduction. This is about me, it's about me, it's about me, it's about me. How are you all ready? Okay. I see Raika smiling. Raika, I know her from a very long ago. Hi, Raika. Hi, Simon. And nice to see all of your faces. If you all want to on your video now is a good time because we are introducing each other. Say hi, parents. Just so that you all know who this teacher is talking to your kids, just a little bit about me. So I'll spend about a minute or two to talk about me. So this is me and my lovely daughter. This is my eldest daughter. Let me see if I can make your chat, put publicly chat, then you all can type some comments. How old do you think my daughter is? Type in your chat right now so I can see. Parents, welcome to type also. Parents probably can guess the age. Wow, everybody can see, right? The chat is going crazy. 11, 8, 9, 8, 9, 6, 10. Wow, my daughter is so many years old. Everything. I've got a 6 to 12 years old kid. Okay, cool. Very nice. Good participation. Thanks, people. Okay, it's going on. You all love to. Okay, so this girl looks about, I think she's about, oh, why I think I should know, right? She's 8 years old in this photo, but she was born in 2009. How old is she? She was born in 2009. How old is she? 11 or 12? Depends on the month, right? She's born in February. So, okay. Hands up. Okay, so this is my daughter who is 12 already. So she's going to take her PSLE this year too. So hi parents, I'm in the same boat as all of you. I'm going to prepare my daughter for PSLE as well. So you all are the lucky batch because this year I'm paying a lot of attention to PSLE and preparing my daughter a lot, and all the inside tricks and tips that I need to give her, I'm going to give you also. Right or not? Huh? And my daughter is also in the class today, See if you all can spot her. That's another trivia. My daughter is in the class today. Okay. Now, okay, so more about me. I was teaching full time in MOE, and I was teaching during teaching hours. I taught a lot of private schools over 20 years. And then more than 20 years. So after 20, we tend to forget what's the number of years. We stop counting. So it's more than 20 years. We don't count 21, 22 until maybe we reach 30. So more than 20 years I've been in the education industry teaching. But this year I work extra hard. Why? Because my daughter is in primary 6. So I work 24 hours a day, right? Because I have questions coming in from the bedroom, even at 10 p.m., right? Am I right or not, guys? Okay. I've got questions coming in at past midnight. I'm going to sleep, and then my daughter will come to me with a math question, science question. Then in the morning before going to school also, 6 o'clock also got question before, whether she her homework question and all that. So I'm working not 24 hours, sometimes even 48 hours. I don't know how many hours I've been working this year. And you are the lucky batch who's following me through with my daughter's P6. So all of you are very gifted. Next year is not the same. Next year, the batch not so lucky. Until my second daughter will go to P6 in 5 years' time. Okay, so I have a second daughter and I have a younger son as well. So I have 3 children, and my younger son is in K1. My daughter, the other daughter, is in P1. Will go to P6 soon in 5 years. So the next batch. How many of you have siblings who are going to P6 in what is that year? 2027? Is it 2026? Yeah, 2026 is the next PSLE year, I think. It will be 2026, you'll be doing PSLE. Okay, so you all can see. Then that year, your siblings will be. All right, enough about me. Okay, that's me. And parents, you can find out more about me and how I teach in the 88Tuition platform. So please, we are an open book source. We are source book like. We don't hide behind in a classroom where you cannot see us. You send your tuition, you send your kids to the tuition, and then you leave them there. And you don't know what's happening behind the 4 walls. It's not the same here. You can actually see us teaching. You can see us doing the live lesson. So we are open for criticism. If you do a bad job, please tell us. So we cannot do a bad job. You understand or not? We must be always on the front foot. We cannot do a bad job at all. All the parents, all the eyes are on us. We cannot hide behind the classroom. Okay? Okay, enough. That's a long introduction. Now about you. Okay, if you want to tell me something about you, you can type here. Okay, I don't need to know. If you don't want to tell me about yourself, it's fine. Okay. But if I open the chat, it's be too noisy. So let's type a little bit about yourself in the chat so everybody can see. Meanwhile, while you're typing, right, maybe I will test your parents now. So shall I test your parents? Okay, teach your parents how to use Zoom poll. Okay, let me launch a poll. Let's do a poll first. Okay, launch. Okay, teach them. If they don't know how to use, teach them how to use a poll. The poll is in action right now. See if you all can answer. This one, maybe either one of you can answer. Only 2 questions. Very boring poll. I don't like Zoom poll. Kahoot is better, right? Huh? Who says Kahoot is better? Thumbs up. Okay. How much time? Only half the class has participated. So I'll wait for another 15 seconds. Okay. You know why? You know how this question is helping me? You all can't see the results yet, okay? But I can see already. 27 parents are next to your child. Thank you so much. 27, there's a lot, I'm teaching a lot of parents today. Okay, don't worry, parents. Within about 10 to 15 minutes, you can go off and do your things. We are all very busy people. I don't want to hold you up for a 2-hour masterclass here. You can leave your children in good hands. Okay, but I just need 10 minutes of your time. Okay, 10 minutes. So that we understand how they're learning before we move on. Okay, let's end the poll. Shall I end the poll? It's 1 minute of poll already. End the poll. 100 people have responded. Okay, end. Now I can show you the result also. So hence you can see that this poll is usually used to ask questions with the kids. but it's a very dry poll, very black and white. But the results are very good to see, easy to see. So out of the 100 parents, right, 30%, just over 30%, are parents. The other 70% are sitting alone without their parents, okay? And then you have the subscription list, okay? How many people are subscribed to English, math, science, Chinese? Wow, science is the most. Yay! That means are you having most trouble with science, or is it because you love science? Okay, for me, I love science. Okay, don't worry, my job is to get you that AL1. Okay, just follow us. Like I said, this year is very important for me that my daughter gets AL1 also. I will keep you updated. So come to class and learn the tips that I'm learning at home. Okay, okay, done. Close. Now, my parents, it's your turn. I'm going to give you a quiz. Um, so your kids are going to help you to organize this Kahoot. Okay, let me just bring it up. Okay, so I'm going to launch the Kahoot. Are you able to see? Okay, good. Now there is a pin that is loading. This pin is used to go into the game. So teach your parents how to use Kahoot. Just open any browser, put kahoot.it. If you have it on your phone, better still, even faster. Just click the Kahoot app, put in the ID, and your game will should start, right? I want to see players. There are no players in yet. Okay, I'm not allowing you to use your own name, so there will be a name generator. It'll be fun to see a new name generator. The Kahoot will generate some names for you. It's okay if you don't want to accept it, you can regenerate. It will give you a second chance. They give you 3 chances to choose your own nickname. Okay, after that, you cannot change anymore. Okay, so have fun with your parents. Those who don't have their parents next to you, it's okay. Answer as though you are a parent because these questions are relevant for both of you. Okay, so let me repeat again. Go to a website, browser, Google Chrome, whatever. Type in kahoot.it. It will ask you for a number. Okay, let me see if I got any questions around here. Cool. No questions. That means you all are all loading. Are you all seeing the share already or no? Okay, let me see. Okay. Are you all seeing it now? Great. Earlier I didn't share the screen. Okay, good. Wow. Can you see the screen right now? I have so many people coming in. Can hear music also, is it? Who can hear music? Good. I added some music. Yeah, you can do it. Okay, let me start. Let's start. There are people coming in. Look, 68, 69. Let's reach 100, then we start. Let's reach 100. Can you see the number on the left? It shows how many participants have come in. Okay, shall we start? Still on 85. Okay, let's start. Come on. Maybe the rest of you are having trouble. Okay, 85 is a good number. Now you can go on the leaderboard if your answers are correct. Okay, parents, those with parents, let them answer. Okay, those without the parents there, students just take over the role of a parent for a while. Okay, social lobster just came in. Red glider just came in. Lama cannot start. Still going on. Okay, no problem. Time is an essence, but not that bad an essence for if your parents are going to have some fun. Okay, one more minute. I'm going to share screen again because the screen has gone off. Okay, tell me if you can see the screen now. Can? Good. Okay, let's start. 92. Let's start. I'm going to click the start. Okay, go ahead. Parent 3, 2, 1. You only have 10 seconds to answer the question. After that, gone. Okay, you got to be fast. Next. Okay, this one, who got the fastest? Noble, egret, clever hawk, proud duck, radiant raven, classy goose. Okay, next chance, another 10 seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Wow, time running out. Okay, look, some of you, half the class don't even know the answer. You know how many MCQs in the exam paper? My God, come on, guys. 57 people only got the correct answer. The rest all wrong. You don't know how many MCQ you have in your exam paper even? Thank God you came for the master class. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, Noble Egret again. Oh, no, no, no. Noble Egret. Wow, Noble Egret. Who's Noble Egret? Proud Duck, Clever Hawk, Top Marks. Next question. Please, Whoa. Thankfully, a little bit more people know that elements is not included in the PSLE exam. It's actually a Sec 1 topic. Then, still other people like about, what is that, 19 people got the answer wrong. Okay. Okay, now, parents, see if you remember what happened a month ago. Time. 8, 7, 6. You ask your child, right? You know he got something, but you don't know what. Ta-da! Okay, this is important because it shows the spread of our participants today. It's also important for you parents to know how the ability of each child here is different. Okay, look at green, yellow, blue, and red. Okay, it's a very nice line as well. It's an ascending kind of a step line. Okay, 6 students, 13 students, 36 students, 35 students. And one good thing is there are more students in the upper bracket, right? There are more people in the yellow and green, which means they're scoring above 65. Not too bad, but we do have a good high amount of people scoring above 85 as well. Wow, very good. Okay, but this is SA2. Okay, not to worry. 3 more months for exam. 3 more months for exam. Can you push yourself up? You are here. I'll teach you how to push yourself up. Okay, one more question. Last one. Last 5 seconds. Okay, we see the spread of Yes, yes is the first two. Red and blue will be meaning that they go for tuition. And yellow and green means there's no tuition. And then green is very clear indication that 15 of you, or there may be more who didn't participate, do not have any tuition of any sort. Okay, so you don't have any help. So your only help is your school teacher and your parents probably. Okay, so parents, you got to take note of this, that you have to come in as a helping hand in the next 3 months, right? um, I have to put a lot of things aside to actually help my kids really, because they need a lot of help. They are in a zone where suddenly the questions and the homework is piling up, and they need a lot of help besides their school teachers. Sometimes they may come to you at odd hours, even if you are very, very busy, and they may ask you a question. Please put aside 5 minutes to hear them out. What is the help that they need? Or tell them that they can come and see you at 8 p.m. today after dinner, so that you can attend to their questions, because they really need you. And the stress of the PSLE result is not only on them, but on us, right? Parents as well. Like after the result come, what do? We need to choose a secondary school for them. So we don't want to be so stressed in October, November. We need to be a little bit more stressed right now. It's worth the time. Let me tell you, parents, it's worth the time. Please tell your parents what I said today. Okay, you can share with them this information, that, and then you can maybe, when this recorded lesson is up for you, maybe you can take this part and show them. Say, daddy or mommy, please see this part. My teacher is trying to give you a message. Okay, there's a message. Okay, done. Let's go back to the slides. Yeah, okay. All right. I hope you can see, yeah. Kahoot finished already, yeah. So now we learn from the Kahoot exercise. Parents, just 5 more minutes. Parents, just 5 more minutes from me, and then you can leave. The rest of you, please pay attention. There are like a few types of learners. So that's why the results are so varied. Look at the number of students we have in the class, over 120 students, over 130 students. But you need to be aware of how they learn. Okay, by now you should know your kid likes art, your kid likes music, your kids like to do more questions or like to watch TV and learn. You see, audio kind of auditory learner, musical learner, visual learner, verbal learner. You need to be able to identify. And when you can identify, you can really bring up your children's talent and the way they learn, okay, to a higher height. Okay, better optimization of their learning and also scoring. Okay, so that's what we do at 88Tuition. Okay, we came out with this program so that we can address the visual learner, okay, the auditory learner, the person who likes to hear. It's not just about going to learn from the books. Okay, you need to be able to see the teacher, hear the teacher, see him writing, you write along with him. Okay, so you know all this. Actually, many books say there are 7 types. I would like to condense it more into 3 types. It's easier. Okay, there's a visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Someone who tries and tries by using a hands approach, okay, hands on. Someone who likes to see and learn, or someone who likes to hear and learn. That's why we got stuff like putting on the earphones and learning through audio, like radio, or you can hear to audio books nowadays. You can actually, some people may not like to read books, but they may like to hear books. So now the audio book is a trending thing. People put in and listen to their stories or novels through the years. Okay. This is what we do on 88Tuition. Okay, mind maps to be able to address these learning abilities for different students as well. Okay, so that they consolidate a lot of things in one slide. Okay, we have lots of this. Okay, so if you can see this slide, you can see what we do in class. Okay, and very clear, very clean, very nice to watch. The sound is good. Okay, so please try it out. Those of you who have not tried it out, you have always a trial lessons to try. So please go ahead and try. Okay, and then what else do we carry in our lessons? Oh, resources. Okay, plenty of resources where we try to teach students how to use resources outside of what? School. Very good. Outside of school. So these are some of the resources that we use. Like I said, my daughter is in P6, right? So I also go out and look for a lot of resources where we can learn a bit more than the textbook itself. Textbook is very dry. So what else can we do? We can do videos on 88Tuition. What more can we do? Can we bring animation to life? Students love to watch YouTube, love to watch cartoons, love to watch So go and look at these resources and you will see what I mean, how good they are. Okay, how good they are. Okay, these slides will be loaded up after the lesson, so don't copy anything. All record of this and the video will be posted for you to take away. Okay, look at the last one, the channel called Peekaboo Kids. It's very good. Even last night I was looking at it, and this video, students have problems understanding the concept of pollination. And I found this pollination video. Do you know when it was uploaded? Not uploaded years ago, months ago, weeks ago. Just uploaded this month. Okay, on 8th of June. And do you know how many views it's already got? 8th of June was just, I think, about 12 days ago. Okay, 12 to 13 days ago. And it's already 91,000 views. That's how good it is. So if you really want to see what your kids can learn, please expose them to some of the resources that we are showing here for them, especially those students who find it difficult to understand concepts. Okay, then they can actually visualize few things in science and learn better. You will know what I mean. And I will also always reinforce this in my lessons during live lessons. And I'll show them videos usually. Today, I'm not going to show any YouTube video. There are copyright issues, so you can go and see the YouTube video on your own. Okay, the resources will be posted up. We do adaptives. Do you know what are adaptives? Adaptive lessons or assessments are questions. Okay, one Crescendo. Crescendo asks, can we do tough MCQ? We are going towards there. Okay, just bear with me. We are going there. Crescendo, you say, can we do tough MCQs? Yes, this is the page where you can get tough MCQs. You go into your platform, you log into your dashboard, and you go to this page, and then you find adaptives and mock papers. So you'll have adaptives from all topics of all difficulty levels, from basic to intermediate to expert levels. So hopefully you try them out. Parents, it's your way of trying to find out how your kids are performing in each topic. Okay, since there are only 3 more months, what's the tip I can give you? To get them to do these topics individually and then watch their scores. If their scores are below 7 or below 6, okay, then they are having trouble with that topic. Upon 10, I'm talking about. Then they're having trouble with the topic. That means they have to pay more attention to that topic. They can go into the lesson proper where we actually teach and watch the lesson a few times until they get it. So this is more like a place where you can actually find out how well or how badly your child is doing for each topic. So I highly recommend it, and we'll spend some time doing this for you for all subjects available. And we have another tab called mock exams, especially for P6 and P5. P5, you will be able to get some of the mock papers depending on the subscription, right? You could get just one mock paper first. And if you top up for the boot camp, which is coming up soon, which is the PSLE revision pack, which I'll show you how to get there. You can get all the mock papers for English, maths, and science. Mock means similar PSLE paper that will test your ability to get the marks, right? And we have a timer. Parents, those of you who always struggle to time your kids, the paper will be automatically timed. So when the time is up, it's over. So you know how long. That's why just now you said, how many of you don't know how long the duration of the PSLE paper is? You can know from our mock papers. Okay. These mock papers, we are going to go through them. We have a special blockbuster program coming up, which is up in July and August month, where we will discuss most questions that are in these mock papers so that your children can actually find out how to do them, what are the tips and tricks to do them, what are the things they need to take note of. Okay, there are 2 sessions of going through mock papers. Please take note. These are all on the website. You don't have to worry about them right now, including a strategies class that will come up in September 18, just a couple of weeks before the final drama. Okay. Then we have a PSLE preparation plan on the website as well. And this is the pricing page. All of you should have seen this before on the pricing page of our website. Okay, how much it costs for 1, 2, 3, and 4 subjects. Okay. This is the base price before discount. We do discounts. You can find out for yourself later. I will show you. And this is the PSLE revision pack, which many of you may want to take, okay, for your kid, which is a condensed version just to push your child towards the AL1 that you are looking for. Okay, it's $168. That will include 50 selected lessons, mock papers, live classes, and 1 exam live strategy class. All of them, details can be found in the URL posted on top. So I'm not going to speak too much about the details, but you can do a screenshot of this, or you can wait, you can go to the website, or you can wait for my recorded lesson to be loaded to take a screenshot later. But this is the stuff that we are trying to provide our kids, okay, that will try and get them to be more focused, okay. I think what we really want them is to be more focused. What should they focus on? And this will really help them. Okay, so the promotion code for today's class, okay, is special for all of you. If you use the promo code, what are the prizes that you can get? Okay, some of you have not bought the left-hand side, the package. You can get the package for 588, which means what? English, Maths, Science, Chinese, and the price there with the discount is written as 504. On the right is just the PSLE pack. Okay, so those of you who are a bit more budget conscious, you want to just buy the PSLE one. It's just a little bit of push 168, but we do get like how many classes? 18 to 19 classes. Okay, live. So that is also very, very value for money. So that's all I have for you, parents. So please take note of this. Then we will go to the kids. So thanks, parents. Don't want to take up too much of your time. Go back to your busy lives, and of course, leave it to us to support your kids as much as possible. And maybe after the class, you can ask them how today's class went. Okay. All right, guys, kids, can okay. Let's discuss energy. Ready? Go. I did not give any prerequisite, which means I want you to do it on the spot. I want you to do the questions on the spot. Okay, I will discuss the questions selected here. There's a reason why I selected these questions, why they are very important, and how we are going to discuss is also going to matter. Okay, if you're ready, you can use the chat function to type the answers to me. So I know how many of you are doing it quickly. At this point, if there's anything to say, you can say. You want to say, I will just on the mic for a while so that you can let out some energy. Let me try that. Unmute. While the rest of you are doing, those who want to speak can speak.
It's C.
It's C.
Hello.
C.
The answer is
The answer is C. C.
if we haven't learned this yet.
I haven't learned this yet.
I have to spell.
P6, I believe they will have answered it by now. P5, I give you all a clue.
C.
It's literally
Natural resource, right?
This is so calm. Oh, this is so chaos. It's chaos. It's chaos. It's chaos. It's chaos. So calm.
Non-renewable.
It's chaos. It's chaos. It's chaos.
Now it's
Chaos.
What's the tough question?
time for me.
C.
It is full chaos. It is full chaos.
I'm going to ask the Crescendo to answer all the questions.
Can you put a chat? Only private chat.
Sir, please mute us.
Please do not mute us.
Mute.
Good. Thank you for your feedback. Looks like P5, P6 students just want to make noise. Okay, because there are 100 of you, it's like that. It's normal. There could be even background noise. Okay. Okay. Now, how do we answer this question? Okay. I'm going to take you through tough MCQ questions. Crescendo. You want to put up your hand, you want to answer or not? You always ask me tough. There's this person called Mr. Crescendo over here who says, can I do tough question, tough question? I want to see whether you can get all the answers correct or not. Then we talk about tough questions. How Crescendo? Crescendo, can you tell me your answer only? Type in the answer. Then I check your answers. Putting him on the spot right here, okay? Because he says all these questions that I give not tough enough. Okay? Okay, I'm sure all of you have your answers, right? Okay. Now I allow you all to answer on the chat because I just opened up the chat for you. Okay, you cannot copy another person's answer because the answer will only come to me. Okay, so I know who's answering wrongly. Okay, but I won't call you out, don't worry. Okay, but okay, renewable, non-renewable, hydroelectric power, natural gas. A lot of you say C. What's the answer? Very good. Okay. Okay. Now, the difference between normally giving you C and giving you the answer screen like this is later, right, you'll see as the screen changes to next question, the explanation is going to be so long, right? It's like a 5-mark question. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? The answer here looks like a 2-mark question. Okay. Yeah, that's why MCQ will give you 2 marks. MCQ, many people think is very easy. It's not. That's why the weightage given is 2 marks, not 1. You understand? That's the first thing you need to understand. Because if I really ask you to explain, you need to explain like this. And therefore, it will take 2 marks. Your brain is actually processing 2 marks worth of question. Wind and sun belong to the group of renewable energy resources, while coal and oil are non-renewable, which means once they are depleted, they cannot be found again. So we've got to use them very, very carefully. These are resources, can be found resources. Resource means something useful that can be found, whether naturally or not naturally, we can be used for fuel right here. Some examples of P include wood, biomass, geothermal, and waste. And an example of Q is the natural gas, which is non-renewable as well. So both group of resources are natural resources. Okay. So this is the learning we get. Okay. Later at the end of the PowerPoints and the MCQs, we will go through the learning points. Don't worry. Okay. Question 2. Okay. Yes, the keywords are circled. Okay. Sometimes you need to bring in your underliner, this highlighter. Underliner means what? Use a ruler and pencil and underline. Okay. Okay, don't worry, I can see your messages. Whoever is typing and asking whether I can see, I can see. I don't want the participants to see because spamming can happen, which is happening already. So you might as well you directly message me. Then those only genuine chatters who are chatting with me can chat with me, right? So the rest are wasting time spamming and no point. I can see the spam and I just ignore. Okay, if you haven't learned energies, okay. Hydropower, hydro comes from the word what? What is hydro? Coming from source of water. Okay, hydropower means very fast water, giving you some kind of power or energy. So what is the advantage? Okay, you can get energy from lots of sources, like we saw earlier. Okay, renewable, non-renewable, sun, solar energy is also a type of energy that can power things, electricity, and so on. So that is solar energy. So you can learn solar energy as a form of power source. And here the question asks hydropower, which is a form of energy created when the water is used to run some kind of turbine. Okay, in order to hold this water, we build things called a dam. Okay, those of you who know. So, how many of you found the answer already? Okay, again, the answer is C. Okay, let's go back to A, B, and D only, right? So let's go to A, B, D. So C is wrong. So you need to know why, right? The construction of large dam destroys wildlife and their habitat. Is that an advantage? No. This, unfortunately, is a disadvantage. So if a question asks you, Just hang on. If a question asks you for advantage, you have to take away the disadvantage. Disadvantage is animals are getting killed when they build dams. So therefore, C is a disadvantage. We take it out. So any option with the C is also gone. Understand or not? This is the method I will use in my exam. Take away one, and you know C is not out. Of course, you're 100% sure. Then B and D cannot be the answer. So you're not going to shape B or D in your exam. It could be only with D or ABD. Oh, that's even easier. That means if there's an A and B, then answer is C already. Right or not? Okay? Yeah, Jovia, you said you were careless in this. Yes. Please, please, please pay attention to the little things that I circled over here. How many things have I circled here now? I circle advantages, I circle disadvantage, and I circle hydropower. So these things pop out in your screen, correct or not? These things pop out in your screen right now. Can you see? Compared to the rest of all the words over there, only 3 things stand out: the advantages, hydropower, disadvantage. So in your exam, you get your focus of what you're looking for. Bring in as many colored pens as possible, no problem. Nobody's going to stop you from bringing colored pens, highlighters, and all that. Even if you make a coloring contest over there, no problem. Because end of the day, what you submit is the OTA sheet, optical answer sheet, which you shaded in 2B pencil with a 2B pencil. Am I right? So please do whatever you want to the question paper. Okay. So therefore, the supply of hydropower is unlimited because water is a renewable resource. You can always have water. It comes from the mountains, so and rain and the sea. So that is unlimited. Does not cause air pollution. Okay, it's not like the other factories which is trying to create energy is actually burning fuels and causing air pollution. But this one, no air pollution, cleaner. And lastly, the electricity produced by a hydropower station is cheaper than produced by burning fuels. This is an example of one of the questions that came about in the PSLE paper. And so you have to be careful. Okay, some of you make careless mistakes like the disadvantage just now. Okay. Okay. Okay, some students are telling me you can't use highlighter and correction tape. That is maybe in your school exam paper because you're submitting the exam paper with the questions. Okay. But in the PSLE paper, they give you a question book and they give you an answer book. Okay. The question book is yours to keep. Okay. Usually they take back after the exam and give it to you when you go back to school. The question book is yours to keep. The answer book will go to the marking people. Okay, that one they cannot see your highlighted stuff in your question book. So don't worry about that. Okay. Number 3, those of you are ready for the third question. Number 3. Suzy group several groups according to the main form of energy that they produce. Main form of energy that they produce. Okay, again I circle. If it's not clear, we double circle it. That's all. So the energy produced is, what are the names that you can label P, Q, R, and S? That's it. Very simple, right? This one is an easy one. Okay, I'll give you tougher one soon. Okay. Easy enough. Loudspeaker, alarm clock should be sound energy. So always do the ones that you already know very well. So Q should be sound energy. So the other one shows electrical energy. It's not produced, sound is produced. Then television, fluorescent lamp, light energy is produced. Of course, there's some heat also. So you can also even circle all 4. Then, oh no, cannot answer. Am I right now? If all 4 are correct for S, then we have to look for other alphabets already. Not just S, then we look for other. Moving train and flowing water. Okay, very easy this one. Kinetic energy, moving. Anything that is moving, such as train, water. Always look at water. They will always give you the adjective that is flowing, moving water. That's why it's called energy, kinetic energy. Okay, they will tell you it's a moving water. They won't just put their water. If they just put their water, that's it. We're gone. Okay, this water that I have, a water bottle over here in my okay, let me bring this here. It's not moving water. It does not have kinetic energy. Okay. That reminds me I should drink some water. Let's go for a break in 7 minutes at 4 o'clock. Okay. So what is the answer? That has two circles already. Looks like D, right? D, 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 right? Yeah, that's it. Even I don't even have to look at the answer for P. I already know my answer is D because I have three circles that match what I am looking for. Therefore, the coal and wood final one, I just know by default is D. Understood? Okay. Some people find it easy, some people still find it difficult. Okay, but look at the answer given. Okay, this is what I mean. An MCQ question takes a lot of effort to do. Okay, it's not that easy. If this was a question that was in booklet B, it's going to have a long answer like this. Do you want to do that? Do you want to write so much? Therefore, thank your lucky stars that you are getting 2 marks just for not writing this, but just for writing the letter D or shading the letter D. Wow, thank you so much, examiner. Thank you. So you don't have to write. So your MCQ section is a blessing for you to get 56 marks. It's like a whole lot of marks without doing so much of writing. Yeah. But yet, I'm going to show you what a writing will involve. So this will train a little bit of your section, booklet B as well. So who is this? Esai asked, so how can we improve in booklet B? Okay, stay tuned. I will tell you how to improve in booklet B. But I'm using booklet B technique to answer booklet A now. Do you see the point? This is a bit different from how your teachers teach you because they tell you D and then they show you some diagrams of how to do it. For example, just here. They just show you here and say, okay, answer is D. Class, all understood. Let's go to question. Next question, let's do. No. I have spent some time writing it out so that you can, whenever you have this record, so as I said, you're going to have this as a record, okay? Later you'll have it as a document and also as a video. You can actually read on how to write an answer in booklet B. Because this same question can appear in booklet B. It's up to the examiner. The examiner can choose to put in booklet A or in booklet B for energy or energy produced. Am I right? Who agrees? Does it mean I can only put this question in booklet A? No, right? I can put this question in booklet B as well. So how will you answer an energy produced question? Okay. So the objects in P produce mainly heat. Okay, coal and wood are fuels that contain. Oh, I didn't even have to know this just now to answer my question. But the name chemical potential energy is coming out. That will be converted. Okay, so there's an arrow into heat and light. Look at that. There's already an energy equation over there. Okay. What about the objects in Q? They produce sound from electrical energy. Loudspeakers and alarm change electrical energy into sound energy. Okay. The next equation is here. Can you see? These are the points that you will be using in your booklet B. Okay. Please take note how to get your booklet B answers. The objects in R possess, okay, kinetic energy. A moving train and flowing water possess kinetic energy. Anything moving, so you're learning, you're learning electrical energy, you're learning sound energy, you're learning light energy, you're learning kinetic energy, you're learning chemical potential energy. My God, there was a lot of energy in one MCQ question. But you didn't really have to tell people what exactly they were and just figure out the answer and get a D and get 2 marks and move on. So please, I said it's a blessing. A fluorescent lamp produces both light and heat, but it's light energy that is the useful one. Oh, useful energy. Okay, so now, do you learn something? I'm going to put a star now. Why did I star this word? Then we go back and we say, okay, the main form of energy, see, this is the star. The heat is the sub form that is not really useful. The main form of energy when a fluorescent lamp is on is light, not the heat. Although there is some heat energy left or given out, we do not really consider that the main form of heat. I mean, the main form of energy that we want the fluorescent lamp to give us. The fluorescent lamp is there for light purposes, so light energy. So in this case, in fact, I can just take away one circle over on the right. Can you see what I just did? How many of you just saw what I just did? Okay, you see under S, I circle, I remove. Why I remove? Okay, one more time. Those who never see the slide, I circle, I remove. Earlier, I thought that can be the answer. Now cannot, because the main source of energy is light. So in a situation where if all the answers are there and then there's another answer, okay, let's give option E. Let's give option E. Heat energy. This one has to make it harder. Sound energy, kinetic energy, and heat energy. And then I erase the answer. But sure, E also can. A lot of you students will say E also can. Yes, initially can until I saw this main form of energy, then cannot. Okay, the light can produce heat and light, but the main form is light. So therefore, is it D or E now? Help me, guys. Is it D or E? Now you can teach your friends now. Is it D or E? Why E cannot? Now your friend will ask you, why E cannot? E also can what? Heat energy. Television and fluorescent lamp produce heat what? Why D cannot? Then what would you tell him or her? Well, how will you teach her that E cannot be the answer, only D can because what? Say it loud to yourself. Because you tell your friend, because the main form of energy in the light or television is light, not the heat. The heat part, I'm not going there to heat myself, sit there and be warm myself, during winter. No. Not like, oh, it's winter, let's buy a TV to keep ourselves warm. Who does that? Oh, the heat energy produced by a TV is so little, we can't do that. Okay, perhaps a fireplace, yes. A fireplace is the opposite, isn't it? Why do you buy a fireplace? A fireplace is to get the light or to get the heat. Which one? Both also have light and heat also. A fireplace. People in the cold countries, they put a fireplace in their living room. Okay, both, but actually not really for the light because they have other sources of light. Unless they want to switch off everything and have a very nice evening, they want to switch off. Thankfully, the fireplace has its light, which is the second source of energy, which is the secondary use. The primary use is for heat. Nobody switches it on just so that you get light, because the main is heat. Can you imagine I on it in summer? In summer, I want light, then I go on my heater. Would you want that? Would you do that? So you have a fireplace at home, it's summer, it's very hot, and say, darling, can you on the light? Then I go and on the fireplace. You say, crazy, right or not? Why? It produce so much heat that I will probably burn inside the house. Okay. All right. Good that you're learning something. So please take note of the little things that they try to tell you in the question itself. Okay. Question 4 will be done or discussed after a short 3 to 4 minute break. Okay, you can go and stretch yourself, stand up, exercise. I also need a bit of exercise and water, but you can answer the question as you exercise. Okay, we start exactly at 4:04. Zach, this is for you, Zach. Zach, don't worry. After the lesson, you can actually download these slides. Can? Don't worry, people who are here who think you miss out some of the slides. No need to copy anything. Everything I'll send to you on the website. Just download and keep it and look through it. Okay. So, okay. How many of you went to school today? Some people are having like supplementary classes in school, P6 especially. P5 will be like, huh? What school? Right? Some of you are asking, what school? P5, if you don't know, the P6 have been going back to school and matching up your school classrooms already. They already started, okay? This week, who's WJD? WJD, you say, I don't live in Singapore. Where do you live? Share with me. Sudirwin has school tomorrow. Kayang went to school today. WJD is from the Philippines. Wow. Hope you are learning something about energy today. Share with me more. Raika, you live somewhere. I don't need to know where you live, Raika. I need to know if you went to school today. We are in summer vacation, Philippines, WJD. I had school since Monday. Yeah. The people who went to school on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday over here, tired already. Some did Zoom class. Great. Okay. So your teachers are getting serious about the PSLE. Are you? Okay, that's the question. The teachers are getting serious. Thankfully, school is reopening next week. You're excited to go back to school and see your friends. But the P1 to P3 can't go. They are back in school, at home doing HBL. So boring. Parents are complaining that they have to do HBL. Who wants to do HBL? No, right? HBL is like going to SLS, right? Who likes SLS and HBL? Please let me know. Say, I like HBL, I like SLS. I don't want to go to school. Cool. I like SLS. Great. I hate SLS. I nearly fell asleep. Cool, man, you guys. Okay. So now, objective is to get to secondary school, right? Hi, P6. Okay, we are back in action 404, back from the break. I hope all of you are here. Okay, just listen. The PSLE is not the end all. You still have a secondary one to go to, and then over there you have a lot of science waiting for you also. So yeah, you are aiming for your school, whichever school that you're aiming for. You only have 3 months to fulfill your dream of that school. Okay, whichever school you're aiming for, you must have an aim. Please tell your parents about which school you would love to go to. Find out more. If you don't know already, go Google and search for the schools that you want to go to. When you discuss with your friends, I'm sure you heard from your friends what school they are wanting to go to. And from there, you kind of think, hey, how come he wants to go to school? That school must be fun, or he must have done his research. So I want to go to that school as well. Not only because it's fun or it's a good program, but because your friend is going and your friends are going. Okay. But at the end of the day, you got to find also where you can thrive as a student. Okay, please find a school where you have a CCA that supports the passion that you have. For example, if you play a certain sport, hopefully that school has a very good school team for that sport. If you're very good in that sport, look for those schools which support that sport. Okay, don't go to a school which doesn't have that sport. Then suddenly you're stuck. You love badminton, but that school doesn't have badminton. Then how? Okay, isn't it a problem? How many of you feel that will be a problem? 100% it will be a problem, right? You want to play in a school and study in a school, then you got to find a school that is suitable for your skill set, for your talent. So I'm sure some of you applied for DSA through your talents. I hope you get through. Okay. Which school has what? Cubing. Okay, they have schools which have very good coding. There are schools which have music elective program for those of you who play music. So go and find out before the holidays end. Please have a school in your mind that you wish to go to. Don't just go by where your friends are going, because your friends may be going because he or she plays the violin very well, and then you can't play the violin. So there's no point going there. Okay. You play the cello, Odell, very good. Next time you upload your video of playing the cello and you just send to me on WhatsApp. Then I can watch. Okay. Those of you who are already subscribers of 88Tuition, you know that you can reach me through WhatsApp. There's a number, right? So share with me your after class hobbies also, no problem. Get to know you better. Okay, you can show me, send me your cello songs and all that. Okay. Euphonium. Wow, I play the euphonium. Actually, now is a time when everyone should see, I changed the chat to everyone can see. So now you want to share your talent, you can share. Okay, I'll just let it run so that you can share your talent. It's good to outwardly express what you are good in, so you know and you are aware of your talent, you are aware of your skill set, and you know where you want to go. Because this is the year is very important. Like I said, choose your secondary school properly. Don't just let your parents choose for you. Sometimes they do a good job, but please discuss with them such that you find out what are the programs in the school that can support your next 4 years or 6 years, whichever it may be. Okay, I can see lots of sharing right now, so that everybody can see what you guys are playing. Okay, lots of parents push to go and play the musical instruments, right? Why do they do that? Because, like Muhammad Hashim said, I'm good in math. Okay, lots of people become good in math because they are good in playing music. There's some kind of scientific research that says there's some correlation in learning notes and learning mathematics. You can go and read more about that. Some of you are good in taekwondo. Some of you are good in GYGYDYG. Some of you are good in martial arts and sports. Napping. My mom chose this season for napping. I like ballet, like coding, badminton. Good. Hey guys, you guys can just take over the world right now. You know everything. Imagine just a group of 100 people over here. You guys become friends. You set up a company. You have sports people here, coding people here, music people here, sleeping people here, taekwondo people here, people who do sleeping very well. Nowadays, they say that even sleeping is a talent. And in the past, you had to go out to fight the war, right? Today, you just sleep at home and fight the war. Why? Because they say stay indoors, stay home, don't go out. So the war against COVID-19 is by staying at home, sleeping. Okay, but of course, many of us have found ways to keep ourselves active. I don't know how many of you do sports, started to exercise a lot. Who does swimming? Nobody told me they swim. Okay, tell me if you love swimming. I love to swim. So does my daughter. Piano, cello, swimming. Odell, wow, Odell. Okay, good. Thanks. Shall we stop chatting and concentrate back on question 4 over here? Okay, thanks. Very good. Question 4. A toy car is battery operated. So you need to pick up the point that it's not a car that is on the road where your parents drive. It's a battery operated car, a toy car. So first thing you will highlight in the question paper is battery operated. What else can I highlight? You tell me. What else? If you were the student sitting, what else can you highlight here? Toy car shown on the right starts to move forward and makes a beeping sound. Okay, there's a sound. I need to take note of that. Beep, 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 when the switch is turned on. Which of the following shows the correct energy conversion for the toy car? So one of the main energies that it gives out is sound, definitely. So I'll go in and look for that, right? This one don't even have sound. Hello? Answer B, so first, so wrong one. Okay. And the other one also has sound. And the other one also has sound. So they are giving you a chance to take away the B option. Am I right? Now you have 3 more with sound. Now the question is the car moving? Yes. So there is a kinetic energy as well. Then option A doesn't have that. So option A just has sound, cannot. It must move. When it moves, it has kinetic energy. So P5s, I'm sure you know what is sound energy. You say you never learned energy before, it's okay. So when something is moving, it has kinetic energy. So that is a movement energy. Right? And finally, the C and D is staring at me for an answer. How many of you say C? How many of you say D? I saw your answers already. Thanks a lot. Okay, it's very tricky here. Do I include electrical energy or not? Okay, when a battery is there, when it's connected, it's touching a positive terminal and negative terminal for a reason, so that a current will pass through your car or your object, a current, an electricity. So therefore, if there is a current running through, in order to operate, the current comes from the energy source with the battery. The battery just cannot be not touching any terminals. You cannot put a battery anywhere else except where there are connections of positive and negative. And the reason why there's a negative and positive is for electric current to flow. Understand? And therefore, you have the car over here. Can you see my diagram? And therefore, for the battery to be able to power the car, there must be electrical energy or electricity. So therefore, D cannot be the answer. C is the answer. Please take note in the exam. This is tricky because many students may give D as the answer if they did not attend this class or learn it properly. Okay, they will just go straight and jump, say, okay, in the question it says, move forward and sound, I will give D as answer, and then they will have gotten it wrong. Okay. So the battery stores, this one is a learning point here. A lot of you don't know, always forget chemicals, because inside the battery, if you break the battery open, what do you find? Chemicals. Chemicals that can power objects or devices. Okay, that is when connected to the correct terminal, positive, negative, the electricity runs through it. Okay, these are electrolytes. Okay, chemicals that can have electricity pass through upon turning. So that's how the battery dies also. When there's no more liquid, there's no more chemical inside it, battery can die. Okay, unless it's rechargeable. So rechargeable is a different thing. That means you can power it up and on off. For a lot of our batteries, the AA and AAA, those are not rechargeable. They can die. They have a lifespan. Okay. Upon turning on the switch, the chemical potential energy is converted to the electrical energy. So we need to learn the arrow part. And then is converted the arrow part to kinetic energy and sound energy. And therefore, this is the equation. How many of you can see there's a box below? This is the equation that may be required in your booklet B. You understand? This is booklet A. Easy peasy, give you chance, get 2 marks. If it is in booklet B, what do you have to do? You have to write these things. So that's why I'm doing A and B together now. Okay, don't worry. Your knowledge is sinking into your beautiful brains. Don't worry, okay? Those of you who have this question of how to do my booklet B, how to do my booklet B, don't worry. You are being pained right now, okay? You see that my answers on the second screen actually write booklet B answers and show you what to do. Then later we can talk about booklet B questions, okay? When I go to the difficult ones. Which of the following possess energy that is different from the rest? Give you this one, P5s may find it a bit difficult. P6 should find it very, very easy, very fast. Then okay, so just name the energy. Water fall, not just water. Again, I go back to my water. This water that I have in front of me, these are water. Water is water. There is not running at all. However, water, when it starts moving and falling and having a waterfall, it has a lot of energy. Okay, that's where we did the question earlier of hydropower. We can use that energy to run, even get electricity and energy. So this is a moving water, therefore is kinetic energy. This is a rolling down, okay? Rolling down, so is moving again, so is kinetic energy. Short form is KE. Okay, in the exams, learn how to use short form in your paper so that you don't spend a lot of time writing full forms in MCQ, especially you don't need to submit the paper. A glass falling, again, the action word is falling, therefore it has kinetic energy. And the battery is not falling, the battery is not running, the battery is not rolling. Unless they say a battery is rolling. Can you roll a battery or not? Can you roll a battery? Means I take the battery and roll it on the table, can or not? Once I take the battery and it starts rolling, remember it's spinning, then maybe it can have kinetic energy. Please note, don't ever go to the paper this year PSLE and say, my teacher said battery don't have kinetic energy. Cannot. Depends if the battery is moving or not. If the battery is moving, then it does have kinetic energy. It is an object after all. You understand, people? Just like water. Water can stay still, water can move. battery can stay still, water can move. So when battery is just staying still, then it's actually just not kinetic energy. It's just chemical. This word you all need to memorize really. Potential energy only. It's not moving. There's no moving. It's fully charged only. It's not moving. So therefore, the one that is different is the fully charged batteries. Why do sometimes this is how you think like an examiner. Sometimes if I just gave you batteries, right, then you know the answer straight away. But because I put fully charged, right, the students suddenly think, hey, fully charged, is it moving or what? Is it kinetic energy? Then you start thinking. The moment you start thinking, that's where we want to confuse you. The moment we confuse you, that's where the trick is, and then you get 1 mark lost if you're not careful. Understand? Be careful and work out your answers in your mind. Next. Okay, this one is the type of question I chose because you will definitely see one question like this where you have 4 options and then you have to choose more than one option. Okay, I show you what I mean. Okay, you guys have become very good at it. It's not just answer A, B, C, D, but I show you this one. Question 1 was that there are 4 options already, but that's not the answer. It's not just choosing A, B, C, D on top, but below you have further 4 options to ask you, is it just A? Is it A and B? Is it A, B, C? Or is it all 4? Is it A, B, D? You need 2 levels of thinking. So again, but sometimes that kind of question can also be easy because you eliminate some. 4 of Peter's classmates tried to explain why the ball did not bounce back to the same height from which it was first dropped. Is this what they mean? Is this what they mean? I draw. How many of you can draw this immediately in 1 second? I did. I'm sure you can also, right? Visualize the question. The whole purpose of putting pen to paper is visualize. Okay, obviously, maybe the line should touch this so that it touch. Okay, it means the ball was dropped and then it did not reach the same height. The height of maybe this one is 5 meters. This one is only 3 meters. Okay, I visualize even more with some more. The explanations are given below. David said something, Frank said something, Roy said something, Anne said something. So which of them gave the correct explanation why the ball did not go back up to 5 meters? It should go back. I thought it should bounce back to exactly the same. It didn't. It bounced back to only 3. Where and what happened? Okay. Pause. All of you look at me. This question can come out in booklet B. Yes or no? You can be asked to explain why the ball did not reach the same position 5 meters above. So you have to be David, Frank, Roy, or Anne. So one of the answers given by David, Frank, Roy, or Anne is correct, or can be more than one answer. So look through it and put a tick against each one and put a cross against the one that you think is definitely wrong. Okay, let me start helping those who are having trouble. Please read Roy's answer. Roy is saying something that is so wrong. Okay, there's nothing to do with magnets over here, right? So therefore, the examiner has given you a chance to delete Roy out of the picture because he said something so wrong that he cannot be right. So far, how I did that, right? Now, do I want to go and look at David, Frank, and Anne now? Or do I want to look at my options and cancel Roy away? Which is better, do you think? Do I want to read David, Frank, and Anne and waste my time so much more because I need to find out? Or can I do it faster? Yeah, the second way, right, Raika? Go to Roy, whichever has Roy, take him out. And because Roy said something wrong, Roy cannot be correct, so his answer is wrong. But that does not mean Anne is wrong. Huh? You know what I mean, right? That does not mean Anne is wrong. It's just this one is wrong. So Roy is wrong. So Roy and Anne cannot be the correct answer. The rest of them don't have Roy, so we are still fine. Now we have to go and read some more. David says some of energy was used to overcome friction between the floor. It's correct. Right? It's correct. So let's give David some credit that David is correct. So I circle David. Because obviously the energy is being lost somewhere. That's why it's not going back high up. So it's lost to the friction. Once it the floor, there's a friction here. When it rubs something, it's a friction. So that's lost there. Okay. David, I give you some marks. Frank, some of the energy was to overcome air resistance. Air resistance is the friction against the air. So this one is friction against the surface. Then friction against the air. That means trying to go up against the air is called air friction, which is air resistance. Okay, Frank, I give you some marks also. Good. So Frank is also correct. Now left to N. So if N is wrong, we know the answer already. If N is correct, also we know the answer already. So N is the important part here. N. All of this energy was converted into chemical energy. What is chemical energy? Anything to do with chemicals here? It's a ball, it's the surface, it's air, and I see just surface and air only. So David and Frank is correct and is wrong. So there's no chemical energy. Okay, so therefore, N is also wrong. Answer is B. All right. So let's read through as usual to hone our skills of booklet B. How do we write this? Okay, so David was correct. So was, who was the other person? What's his name? I forgot. David was correct. Frank was correct. Okay. How can David and Frank become you and write the correct answer? Because David is half correct, Frank is half correct. If you are going to booklet B, you, Mr. Sarwan, Vakshita, Sarah, okay, Ross, Linda, Abby, I'm just reading your name, Simon, whoever is here. Jack, you agree or not that you have to write both David and Frank's answer together? So then you get your booklet B marks, which is 2 marks or 3 marks. So how do you write? When the ball is dropped, then I write gravitational potential energy in short form GPE. This is what is GPE. Learn how to write short form because it will help you in MCQ. GPE means, but I don't write in booklet B. Don't take my note of writing short form in booklet B. Booklet A only. Okay. GPE is converted into KE. Short form again. And a long arrow here. Am I right? So KE where? Because it's moving, is like that. The ball is moving, so kinetic energy. I draw it on the diagram. When it bounces back up, the kinetic energy is converted back into gravitational potential energy up here as well, the second GPE, but not as much because some of it was lost at this point of bounce where it went into working against the friction and also sound energy because sound as well. So a lot of students forget that there was sound. So not only friction, but sound, not only sound, but heat as well. Do you know that when the ball hits something, that when there's friction, friction always causes heat. Try to rub your hands, this friction causes heat. So always causes heat, friction. So that's why there's some heat. Very, very minute, but it's important as a science students to identify that you have energy loss due to friction, due to sound, due to heat. Then we identify you as a great student. Those of you who just said friction, you are not so great student yet. Okay, so you need to be able to identify more things. Okay, so friction, sound, heat. But because friction is a form of force, not an energy, so sound and heat energy, we can say. Okay, frictional force, which convert to is from sound and heat as well. Okay, it's a rubbing force, friction. So some students say it lost due to frictional force, or it lost due to sound and heat energy. Can you see? There's a difference. Of what I'll underline now is the energy, heat, energy. Please take note, I'm trying to make you all very good in the energy topic right here. This is the master class, okay? So do not think, oh, then how about the other topic? Other topic, we go topic by topic. Every month I have a class and I try to make you good in that topic, making sure that by the end of the class, you are aware of what you need to take note for that topic. So for example here, many students in the exam are confused between a force and the energy. Okay, it's not a frictional energy, it's a frictional force that causes energy of sound and Okay. Similar to moving, let's say a moving train. It's not a moving energy, right? It's a kinetic energy. All of you look on the left hand side, coming from a moving force. So again, I have circle the force, but its energy is called kinetic energy. You understand so far? Okay, please differentiate in your mind the word force and the word energy. There are only a few types of energy and there are only a few types of force. What are the types of force and what are the type of energy that you need to learn for your PSLE? How many of you can type for me? Okay. Now I disable. Now I let you type. I want you to participate. Okay. Participate by who want to type? Who want to speak also can. Now is the time to speak if you want. Then we learn. Unmute. Okay. Now if you want to unmute yourself, you can.
So the energy are sound energy, electrical energy, kinetic energy, chemical potential energy, gravitational potential energy,
Don't go
elastic.
for energy, guys. No energy, only force. So
Okay, force is gravitational force.
I already know those.
Spring force, what's other? Frictional force and magnetic force. Frictional force, magnetic force.
You have to learn four forces.
Frictional force, gravitational force, elastic force.
Well, I already know those.
Frictional force.
Yes.
Good.
Oh, you're going to burst twice.
Radio wave.
Man.
Everybody mute.
Those of you, very good also.
Those in the chat, please stop spamming.
If they spam, I can always stop. I'm the captain of the ship. I stop the spam. Now cannot really. They cannot type.
It's fun.
Then now sound also okay. Who wants to tell me? Anybody want to tell me?
Me, teacher.
Me.
Canal 4.
Teacher, actually.
Okay. Good Justin. Can you tell me what are the type of forces you know?
Okay, there's gravitational force, frictional force, elastic spring force, magnetic force of attraction, magnetic force of repulsion.
Okay, which is still a magnetic force, right?
Yeah.
So can you see that I'm writing down Good Justin's answer? Magnetic, elastic, spring force, is it?
Elastic spring force, yes.
Can you see that frictional comes under forces, not energy? So later I'll ask somebody to tell me the energy. Then that will teach you that, hey, oh yeah, frictional is under, gravitational is the weight, right? Something drops down. Frictional is something when it rubs. Elastic is when it's springy. Okay, it can be a rubber band, can be a spring. It has a force that's going in and out. And magnetic is when there are magnets. And then Gurjastin actually mentioned magnetic attractive force and repulsion force is actually together is force, because in any force there's a push and pull. Understand, Gurjastin? In any force there's a push and pull. So magnetic also have push and pull. Elastic also have push and pull. Frictional also have push and pull. Gravitational also will have push and pull. Like when the object goes down, the object goes up, you are actually acting against the gravity. When the object goes down, it's going towards gravity, or it's having gravitational force. You understand? So it's push and pull. Both ways, there's always a direction. So it can be right, left, up, down. There's always a left and right. Okay, so it refers to the same type of force. Now, energy doesn't have a direction. Do you know? Do you know energy doesn't have a direction? Force has. Energy doesn't. Oh, Yong Hao Ko, you want to answer or not? What type of energy you know?
Sound energy, heat energy, kinetic energy, gravitational potential energy.
Heat energy, kinetic energy, then?
Potential energy. Oh my god, wait. Electrical energy.
Yes, then?
Wait, how many are there? Wait,
I wrote on the screen, you can see on the screen on top.
heat and
You can see on the screen on top, right?
Yeah.
So one is gravitational potential, another one potential energy, one
light
is
energy. Wait, no, not
light energy. Okay, very good, Samo.
okay.
Okay, you haven't covered what the battery has. Battery.
Chemical potential energy.
Yeah, CPE. Can you see there's a CPE, GPE, and then there's a PE? Yeah. So actually, the potential energy is the overall umbrella. Okay, potential energy is the overall umbrella, but under potential energy, you can have gravitational potential energy, chemical potential energy. Potential energy just means that it is ready to have some energy. It's going to is all stored. I think in last time they used the word stored energy. Okay, if you use the word stored energy, actually, essentially, scientifically, if you use the word potential. Okay. Now, many of you have heard the word potential because my mother says I have the potential to do well in the exam. How many of you heard that before? This is an English word, right? But it's the same meaning because you have the potential to do well in the exam, which you haven't do yet. You haven't go to the exam yet. It's still stored within you, and we can see that it's ready to do work, and you can probably score all A1, AL1. We can see the potential. Same thing for the objects that are like sitting on top of a cliff or on top of a high level, let's say on top of a stairs. It's about to roll down. It has the potential to do work, which is to roll down, to make some noise, to make some sound, to make some light energy. So the potential energy is stored energy, ready to do work. It could convert into kinetic, it could convert into sound, it can convert into heat, and so on and so forth. So you got to understand the potential from this word called, just remember whenever you say, hey, you know what, I got the potential to score 4 A1s, 4 AL1s in my exam. That's where the word potential comes from, means ready to score, ready to do work, ready to exert some energy, but not yet. Okay, so it's a starting point usually. All right. Okay, number 7. Edwin has just bought a blender. He uses it to prepare some food for dinner. How many of you do smoothies and shakes and milkshakes and ice cream shakes and juices for your whatever refreshment? It's so cool. You don't use, but a friend of mine does it for you at Boost. I'm sure you have taken a drink of Boost before. That you know, that you love, right? I'm sure you know how they do a boost using a blender. So if you buy that blender back home, then you probably can do your own boost. So you can ask your mommy to buy a $50 blender and start putting in the fruits that you love, strawberries, blueberries, whatever, berries, oranges, put them in, put some ice and crush them, and you get your boost at home without having to spend over $5 to $6 buying every time. That's a better idea because for 10 times you purchase boost, you could have bought the blender already. Am I right, guys? So think what to ask from your parents. Boost is actually a better present than Toys R Us sometimes. Maybe your parents say, no more Toys R Us, no more toys. How many more times can I buy toys for you? Then you just ask for a blender. Then you laugh at yourself. I'm going to make boost for myself. Okay? Okay. Your parents will be so shocked that you ask for a blender, Okay, but they don't know you're going to make so many interesting drinks. Actually, it's so fun. Just throw everything in. Okay, which of the following correctly describe the energy source, the useful energy, and the waste energy? Okay, here, remember we talked about useful. When it's not useful, it becomes waste. Remember in the light, in a lamp, the useful energy is light energy. The heat is the waste energy. It's wasted. The heat is wasted unless you use it for something useful. So what is the source then of a light? Is the electricity. So it's electrical energy. If it comes from battery, then we say it comes from the battery. Depends whether it's battery operated or electrical straight from the socket, like you plug in. Okay, so it depends. Now which is, are we doing a light or are we doing a blender? We're doing a blender. So get back to the question. If you are doing a blender, so it's not lamp anymore. So I have to erase all this so you all don't look at the wrong things. So where does the blender start? Maybe electrical energy, we should start here. All right. What do you think happens after the electrical energy? So therefore, A and B should be the answer where it starts. It cannot be straight away kinetic energy. The blender inside the blade inside the blender moves only with this electrical energy. So you can have kinetic energy. There you go. I'm writing kinetic short form. Continue. Is the blender very quiet? Is it very quiet? Is it like the aircon? Yes, Raika. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, buy for me one blender that's very quiet, Raika. Can. Okay, I hope one day I can see a blender that's very quiet. You know what happens? Actually, the blender blade is very quiet, but the moment you put the fruit inside, it starts to blend, then it starts to chop and cut. So that's the sound. And worse, if you put ice cubes inside. Ice cubes are such solid materials that once they are hitting against the blade, they make even more noise. So it depends whether you put ice or not, but definitely there'll be a lot of noise because it's a motor. The motor that is spinning the blade very fast is already making noise. Just like fan. A fan works on a motor as well. And we invented the fan based on the motor, and it was always noisy from the start. But nowadays, we have tried to create a quieter fan. So you can hear fans that are quiet. But if you really go close and put your ears against the fan, you still can hear a sound, which is a motor sound, which is spinning, which is when it's something is starting to move, you should be able to hear a sound because air is moving around it. You understand? How many of you understand? Anything that moves air, be it a fan, even a ceiling fan, is moving air. And when air moves, you should find some kind of sound, like the flapping sound, right? So if air can have that sound, then that's the sound. So definitely there's sound energy. So we got kinetic and sound, we got sound, we got, okay. Now how to choose? So which one describes the useful energy, waste energy, and R must be the waste energy. Now, it's not a matter of just finding the arrows, but finding the accurate P, Q, and R. Why got P again? This one should not be here then. Okay, sorry for the mistake in the slide. This shouldn't be here. Okay, now you are not confused. Thankfully, I noticed it. Thanks. Anybody saw and gave me the, Okay, so you only need to know P, Q, and R. P must be the source. Q must be the useful. And R must be the waste. And remember earlier I said you must teach your friend which one is the waste, which one is the useful. So is sound the useful one? Sound is the most useless one. I don't want the sound during blending, right? Sadish Tulang, right? Yeah, thanks for that, Tulang. Okay, so obviously this one is the useful one. So answer must be B lah. Very easy, right? Sound is not useful here. Electrical energy cannot even be the second step. It has to be the source. So this source here we started correct. Then we found that A cannot, so must be B. Okay. So the blender is an electrical appliance that can be used to grind things. Its source is electricity. Number one. The blender rotates. Rotate is the movement. This is how you write in your booklet B. Rotates. You don't just say move, right? It rotates a motor. You can even say the blender's motor rotates or the blender's blade rotates. Up to you to write. Its blade, there you go, to grind things when in use, hence there is kinetic energy. When something moves, it's not just move. In this case, you write rotates. And when it rotates, then we say there's kinetic energy. During the use, it also produces sound, which is actually a form of wasteful energy, waste energy. So far, so good. Sometimes heat as well. Okay. Study the following diagram. Follow 4 steel balls were placed on the steps. This one is the important concept. Those of you who answer this are very good in energy. Important. Number 8 and 9, I want you to really pay attention. Okay. And I will let you type the answer to me. I think important, so I want to see your answers. You can type. Typing is open. Question is, sometimes I don't need to read, I can just see the diagram, then I just read the question. Why? Arrange the steel balls, beginning. Okay, now, I want you to take note of this arrange and begin. So sometimes you got the order, but wrong way. Like for example, it's SRPQ, but you write PQRS. You write the wrong way, not in the increasing way, you write in the decreasing way. So beginning with the one with the least potential energy, so you must start with the least and end up with the most. So it's always useful to write a table. Okay, so you must start with the least. Now, a lot of you will make the mistake with starting with the lowest least energy, okay? But no, least starting with the most because it starts from the top. No, but least is the S. So definitely you start with F here. This one. Am I right? Because they're the lower. So any object that is lower has lowest gravitational potential energy. Any object that goes higher and higher, imagine how much of a force it will fall on your head. Imagine you stand under the stairs and you let the ball fall on your head. Which one will be most painful? Although the ball is the same, 600 grams. The one P will be more painful than S. You see, I color, both are same mass. P will be more painful on you because it has more gravitational potential energy. So S has the least, followed by R. Now come to the last one, most. So gravitational potential energy depends not only on the mass, it depends also, we just talked about height. It depends not only on the height, but it depends on the mass as well. So these are the two key points that will determine. So between P and Q, let's state that between P and Q, which one has more gravitational potential energy? Highest is Q. So therefore, I'll put Q here and I'll put P here. Okay. What is the learning point here? What is the learning point? That you have to understand gravitational potential energy depends on two things. Sometimes it can depend on a lot of things or not depend on certain things. I will teach you those things later. I'll talk about it in a while later. But these are the two things that we learned. So answer is very clear. SRPQ. SRPQ is C. You are done. Okay, next one. Again, this one is what does kinetic energy depend on? Is it the mass? Is it the height? Is it the speed? Okay, you answer this question, I will know. MC squared, right? Thanks. MC squared. MC is speed, so must be M and speed. Okay. Esai, I got your message about how to teach them to remember the H&M, right? H&M. I'll talk about it later. I'm going to summarize. So somebody is suggesting go to H&M for shopping later. I will bring you all to shopping later. Okay. Okay, easy, right? If you know the factors affecting, can. Okay, those who need additional time in understanding, right? Like primary 5, this one a bit fast for 8 and 9 because we already come towards the end already. Then so 8 and 9 are like advanced questions which P6 know very well, P5 may not know. Okay, so it's okay if you don't understand now, but you can play the recording. I won't be repeating, but you can repeat in the recording. Okay, it will be recorded and sent to you. You can find the link. Okay, so therefore, you must find the car with the highest. Okay, first arrange. Look at this again. Arrange in the order beginning. Now, please, this year's PSLE students, please look at begin with what. That will determine this answer. Am I right? Can you all go to the options and see Whether it's A, C, C, or D, you'll really determine by beginning with what? The object having the least. So therefore, right, go to the options here and just write least first. Beginning with the least, then the most. And what? Least what and most what? Kinetic energy. Okay, so then we write the least kinetic energy will be the one with the lowest speed, right? Skateboard. Is it? Yeah. Because it not only has the smallest mass. So it's definitely skateboard. But don't have ABCD, is it? It's okay, just take this as ABCD. Okay, so D, right? Then next one, the next speed is 25. So that is bicycle, which is B. Next one is both the speed 80. Now I got trouble. Then how? That's when they want you to see the next determining factor. It's not just the speed, but the mass as well. The one which has a bigger mass has a bigger KE, more KE, smaller KE compared to these two, when you compare these two only. So therefore, A, then bus, right? Bus is bigger, therefore C. So D, B, A, C. Answer is D. Understand? So what is the learning point? The learning point is here, right up here. I don't want you to see the answer. I only see the question. I underline, circle only three things. What are the three things I circle? Arrange. So you students are supposed to arrange. Oh, then you ask yourself, what am I supposed to arrange? I'm supposed to arrange kinetic energy. From what to what? Beginning with the least. Then go and highlight this in your exam. And then form a table like this. So you do not get confused or do not taken away or form the wrong arrangement. Like you find that it's the other way, opposite of D is C, A, B, C, which they will give you in the options also, because the examiner knows that many students arrange the wrong way. They arrange from the most to the least. When it's asked you least to the most. So you just lost 2 marks, my friends. You lost 2 marks. Okay. Okay, Nagaraj, you wanted to speak, right? Just type in the chat first. Let me see what your comment is. Then later we chat. Okay. Number 9 over. Now, those who wanted very, very difficult questions, now is when it's your time. Okay, higher order. Now it's like you are expert already. After going through 9 questions, you are expert. So I give you the stage. Now take over and show me how you can do this question if given to you. Okay. Okay, while you are thinking of this question, those who want to be talking, right? Okay, one by one, you raise your hand, then I unmute you. Let me see who want to talk. Okay, we can spend 2 minutes talking, no problem. I don't like to keep people's mouths shut. Like, if you really want to say something, all right? You raise your hand. Let me look if your hand comes up. Then I can unmute you. I don't see your hand, then I cannot. Okay, the first person is Mr. Nagaraj Guru Santosh. Yes.
Teacher, actually, if I say this, you would think it's kind of shocking, but I actually don't take PSLE.
I know that. Many people here don't take PSLE.
I am international school because
right, that's
I
fine,
don't
that's
have
fine.
So I don't know what you're talking about. What's potential energy?
All right, no problem. How old are you, Nagaraj?
I am 12. My name is not
Okay.
Nagaraj. My name
Okay.
is Santosh. That's
Okay,
my
Santosh. Okay, great. Santosh, no problem. There are people from the Philippines here also, as I said earlier, and they don't take PSLE as well. But this is a universal science which you need to know anyhow. Even though you're an international school and you haven't learned it yet, you will come to learn it whether you are when you go to grade 7 or grade 8. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. Like I said, people will tend to come across this topic no matter what. So next year when you all go to Sec 1, you all will learn some topics. People in Philippines or in international schools will learn topics in a different arrangement. Again, to say arrangement is about your textbook. Whether you learn something first or you learn something last, it doesn't mean you won't learn. You will learn, but depends on when. Okay, so I can bet. I don't like to use the word bet anymore since you all don't like it. I can assure you that you will learn energy in some form in your school, unless you don't go to school. If you're homeschooled, then it depends on who's homeschooling you, and your parents have to teach you this topic. If you don't want to learn, it's fine. Then you just keep energy and you learn maybe other topics like gravitation, elements, speed. Maybe you know when you learn speed, it's in both in physics, in science, in math. I'm sure all of you know that you are also learning speed in math as well. Am I right?
Hello.
Hi, Raika. Yes.
I just want to talk.
Yes. Just wanted the world to hear your voice, isn't it? Okay, thanks. Okay, let's go to the question so that we finish in time. Okay, we just have 2 more questions, then we can finish in time. Then you can speak. Maybe we can let the rest of them go for their 4 o'clock. Say, okay, I'm finally done with this. They can tell for 5 o'clock. Okay, because there are many people who are dying to leave the class. Is there, or you all love my lesson? You want to go for 1 more hour? Okay, usually my live class is 1 hour. Now it's 2 hours. It's really long because we had a long intro with your parents as well. Remember? Okay. Those of you who are interested to have more tips, right? Just look for the PSLE masterclasses that we are doing during the next 2 months, which are more focused on the mock exams. So sign up for the PSLE revision pack, which comes with the mock papers, extra mock papers, timed, time, computer answers, and answered by all the teachers. And the best part is you just pay that one price, you get English, Math, Science. All three, not like you cannot choose 1 or 2, you just get everything. Because we want to prepare you for all 3. What for we prepare you for 1, right? If you really want to buy just 1 subject, then just go for the normal package, which just gives you 1 subject. Okay, that is for another discussion. Right now, let's get back to this topic. This is higher order thinking. You can type your answers to me. Okay, some of you have gotten it ready. I'll give you 1 more higher order above this for question 11. Okay, question 11. This question 10. A boy hit a ball right here with a force. Okay, hit means force. The ball rolled in the direction as shown. Finally, the ball stopped rolling at E because obviously it stopped here. It cannot go further because there's a block. It cannot roll. At which point did the ball have the highest speed? Wow, this one, right? You can think in terms of roller coaster also, right? If you are sitting on a roller coaster, where will you find that you're going to scream the most? Okay, when you go to the highest point, you get the most gravitational potential energy. Therefore, you have a lot of energy that is stored and potential waiting to be released as move to kinetic. Okay, therefore, the highest speed, you see the slope so high, the ball will go super fast. So highest speed will be here. And it is gaining speed from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gaining speed. It's getting faster and faster and faster and faster and faster until the slope ends. And that's where is the highest speed. So the highest speed is here. Some people think, hey, that is low, there's no speed, stop. No, it didn't stop. It's continuing to roll. Because of its higher speed, that's why it can go to D. That's why it continue. Go to D and go to E and stop. So the highest speed is actually at this point C. That's why even though it's a valley, is what? It can still move. Otherwise, you should stop here. If it's lower speed, you should stop here. It has so much speed that it can carry its speed and move up against gravity and even move up. You get it? Okay, there's so much speed there. It gains all the speed and energy from the high slope and can push towards D without even against the gravity. So the gravity here, normally it cannot go normally, but because it's so high, the speed gain from the original potential energy position B, so position B to position D, this part, it has gained a lot of energy. So the highest is potential energy is kinetic energy is C. So answer is correct. Let's look at how to explain in booklet B. At the highest point B, the ball had the greatest amount of gravitational potential energy. This is booklet B. For those of you who are always looking for booklet B, how to answer, you see, I take a booklet A question and answer booklet B. Very useful, because then we don't need to talk about booklet B, booklet B, booklet B, booklet B all the time. We just talk about the concept energy, got ball, got height, got gravity, got kinetic energy. I must answer this way. I must look at what are the energy things there. It is gravitational potential energy, number one. The greater potential energy changes to kinetic energy when the ball is rolling down the point C. The ball has the greatest amount of kinetic energy. So now, highest, no, you see what I just do, highest G, P, E, therefore will convert to the greatest. That's all I wrote there. That's all. That's all. Which you write in a long sentence like a composition. It becomes an answer. It becomes booklet B. You get an answer. No magic or science about that. Okay. Now, as the ball had the greatest amount of kinetic energy when it was point C, it had to be the highest speed there. So you have to find where is the highest speed and the highest energy. Okay. Great. Last question. Last question. Just right as we enter the minute of 5 o'clock. Okay, those of you who can stay with me for 1-2 more minutes, okay, you can just see the hardest question that can come out in your PSLE. Actually, a lot harder in math. The questions that my daughter gives me for math, like for the circles and the overlapping circles and the areas and the parameter, how many of you are going through that trouble right now? It's harder than science. So please don't say science is hard. Please try to get your AL1. Okay. A ball rolls down point A. Look at the diagram. Rolls down point C, B, and stops rolling at point D. So very similar to the earlier question. Which of the following graphs shows the changes in the amount of potential energy and kinetic energy of the ball from point A to point D correctly? How many of you can answer me? At point A, you must write down GPE is high or low. High or low. Compared to D. Here GPE is high or low. Gravitational potential. We don't talk about kinetic energy yet. Why? We can talk about gravitational potential energy in terms of, you need to know the, what is that? The key. There's no key given here. Okay, so let me see how I can provide you the key. The key is, this is GPE, which is solid line. The dotted line is KE. Okay, this is just to help you so that you know what is the solid line and the dotted line representing. Cool. So the GPE, I go back to my diagram, I say high to low because it lost all the gravitational potential energy. So it must go from a high point to a low point and that's it. So it must go down. Must go down. But this one is wrong. It's coming from 0 is wrong. Then this one from high point going down looks okay. But then it goes up again. How come it goes up again? Should it go up again from C to D? No, it should stay the same. So because there's no more height increase. Mass stays the same, only height. You play by height. Gravitational potential energy depends. So you see GPE depends on H and M, height and mass. Okay, like how Lisa taught me just now. Okay. Then KE depends on speed and M, S and M. Okay, so we got the answer already. This one also wrong. The answer is A. Okay, we can double check. Kinetic energy is starting from 0 because from the top of the slope it starts from 0, dotted until C. Then is the highest kinetic energy, just like how we saw earlier. When it falls, it reaches the highest kinetic energy and the speed at the point at which it reaches the ground. Then once it reaches the ground from here, it slows down. It rolls, slow down. So that's why it come back down to 0. So this part is just a rolling action. It's slowing down. It has to stop. Remember, it has to stop. The speed is 0 here. Speed is 0 at the end. Speed is highest at C, not at D. This you need to know. Okay? So those of you who are confused about this, take some time to understand. I will upload these slides and the explanation video. You can revisit anytime you want. Okay? Today's lesson is just to take note of a few things. So my final slide is, let's consolidate. Okay, question 1 about energy sources. Question 2, talk about advantage of hydropower. Question 3, talk about energy sources. Question 4, talk about battery storing what kind of energy? Chemical, potential energy, which can be converted into kinetic energy, sound energy, light energy. Okay, let me put light like that, and heat energy and all that. Point number 5, question 5 also talked about battery storage. I'm just re-looking at all the questions that we did, and we kind of find out in this topic of energy, right? What are the things that teachers can ask us? What are the things that examiners can ask us? Is it all or not? Can we consolidate? So if I consolidate, then I know these are the things that I need to be prepared for my exams. Okay, next. Number 6, remember there was a ball drop. The ball drop, this one. The ball drop like that and reach back the height. Remember this? Why? Okay, is gravitational potential energy convert to what? Kinetic energy also. With some wasted energy over here, which we called it frictional force, which we identified in terms of energy as sound energy and heat energy. Consolidating, learning, revisiting, okay? Revisiting the questions, then saying, hey, I understand now. These are the things the teacher can ask me, the examiner can ask me. Okay, what are the energy changes in question 7? Question 7, we found that electrical energy can convert into sound, can convert into heat, can convert into light also. So now we brought in electrical energy, bring in batteries. Gravitational potential energy depends on H and M. Okay, think about it as the shop H&M. Your friend here actually taught me this. Okay, and number 9. Kinetic energy, however, depends on what? S and M and the mass. Okay. Now, what did the last 2 questions, the higher order one teach us? Diagram analysis and graph analysis. Okay. Remember the diagram analysis where the ball went like that and then stopped here. And then another one which just went down and then stopped here. Okay, this is a diagram. Both are diagrams. And then there's a graph. So are you able to read the graph? Are you able to read the graph? You can see in a snapshot, one slide, I have covered what we need to know in energy. These are the things that you need to know. If you don't know, you are going ill-prepared for your PSLE. So can you do this for every topic? What are the questions? Why? Because you're doing past year papers, you're doing questions, right? We have lots of questions on 88Tuition platform as well. I'm sure you're doing lots of past year papers as well. Yeah. So you consolidate every time you learn something, you put it on a book. You have a book of topics. Okay, this topic I learned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is about this. And you need to know this. These are the concepts. If you take these concepts with you, you can never go wrong. Am I right? So consolidate the concepts. And therefore, you can get your iPad. Okay. This is just the last slide I put here to how to get iPad. Okay. This one I know will excite you all. How to get? Okay, if you all are interested and you like 88Tuition, you like the way I teach, you like the way the videos are done, and you learn something, yeah, you can always just refer your friends to buy some products or learn something. And after 5 friends have actually subscribed, you can get yourself an iPad. You can test it out if it works. I don't know yet. I haven't invited my friends, but you can maybe use my code. I give you my code. You know, each customer has a code, so that code will determine whether you got some friends to join us or not. So you want my code, I give you. So if you use my code, then after 5 friends have signed up, I'll get the iPad instead of you. Okay. So like I said, these are the prizes which you can take a snapshot of for your parents. You can actually just take a snapshot if you have a phone with you and WhatsApp to your parents straight away. If not, thank you for your time. Thank you for your parents' time. I hope you had a good masterclass learning about energy today. hope to see all of you back next month when we have our monthly live class again. And those of you who buy the revision pack, we will see you in your mock paper revision, where we will go through all the questions also. So you'll be having additional class. Those of you who have mock paper revision pack will have additional class on top of the normal July and August class. And by September, we should be prepared for PSLE. Okay, so just stick around. And if you are comfortable having your own revision with your own tuition teacher, with your own parents, fine. Just make sure you do not lose the momentum. You just have 3 more months. Okay, so take care. See you. Bye-bye.